Hey out there, all you blondes and brunettes and baldies and redheads. Welcome to another edition of Team Hurricane Returns. I am Sean.
And I'm Daryl, drinking a White Claw.
Yeah, he's drinking a White Claw. I'm having Coke Zero, and we have no idea what the fuck we're going to talk about today.
We have not prepared anything today. It's been like over 2 weeks since we put out a show. Maybe it was right around 2 weeks.
Yeah, we didn't do one last week, but we did one the week before. I don't know. As far as the release dates go, I don't know.
Yeah, you just retweet it when I put it out there.
Exactly.
So, yeah, we don't know what we're going to talk about. A lot's going on in the world. I don't want to talk about that, though, because that's all bummer stuff.
What have you been doing? I saw you were making sun-dried tomatoes.
I made sun-dried tomatoes. Let me tell you something. I'm not a tomato guy. Like, I just don't like eat tomatoes, right? Like, it's not something I do. Like, I've given my cherry tomatoes because I had a shit ton of cherry tomatoes. But I've given them out and I've traded them for stuff and I've eaten them. I just don't really like them. So I was like, man, I have like one last batch because my plants are all dying now because it's 950 degrees here.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have one last batch. What should I do with them? And I was like, let me make some sun-dried tomatoes. And let me just tell you something. I fucking love sun-dried tomatoes.
What makes it different for you? I don't really know my sun-dried tomato too well.
Well, I seasoned them, number one. Like, I put garlic powder on some. I put some pepper on some. I put some red pepper flakes on some. Some got a little of all three. It's not as juicy. Like, I think the thing for me is like the tomato, like, I don't want all that, like, that's not what I'm
all
looking
that
for.
water.
Yeah. But like when you dehydrate it like that, and I did it all like outside, I literally had like a cheesecloth over it. I was outside for like 2 days. I mean, I had to bring it inside at night because critters would get it and whatnot. Yeah. Possums for me. Possums are a big deal over here. But yeah,
in the suburbs.
They're good. They're sweet, but then you also have like the red pepper flake, give it a kick, and like the pepper makes it good. The garlic makes it good. Like, just good stuff. And like, I only got a little bit, but I have a couple of more. I have like a couple of bags in my refrigerator that I've been like meaning to like give away or something. So I guess this weekend I'm going to make a ton more because everyone at work is like, give me some of them bomb ass sun-dried cherry tomatoes. So I got an audience.
Yeah, you've got a loyal following now for the Arlington Field Labs.
I do, and I'm gonna.
It's too bad summer's about to put you out of business.
It is, but I'm already starting to pivot to the fall garden. My mom's boyfriend brought over his tiller, so I'm gonna till up part of my backyard and like do an in-ground garden back there. I've got some tomato. I'm gonna start some stuff this week, like inside, and for fall planting. So hopefully I can get some stuff out of the fall. Maybe some more sun-dried tomatoes, who knows? Because it still gets hot in October. So
I remember, yes. I was going to ask you something, and now I forgot what it was. Yeah. This is not that interesting a question. Do you ever just buy plants at a store? And then bring them home and either hang them or plant them?
Not really. We did buy some I bought some 2 Roma tomatoes. They're like bigger tomatoes because they were seedling. They were like the kind you grow, but they were like 10 cents. And I was like, well, I can't pass this up. If I can keep them alive to the fall, then I can plant them, and then I can have a bunch of freaking tomatoes. But no, not really. I did buy a Venus flytrap. I haven't gotten that together yet. Yeah, kind of, from all the flies. They're infiltrating. No, I just thought it was interesting, and it was $1. So it's not alive. It's like a dormant one. I guess it's like dehydrated. I have to like bring it back to life somehow.
What? You can resurrect the Venus flytrap? You heard it here first, folks.
I guess, according to this box I got at Lowe's for $1. So
Daryl's gonna have an undead Venus flytrap by the next time we do a Team Hurricane. So look forward to that.
Zombie Venus flytrap.
And what I would like, Daryl, is when it starts talking, let's have it on the show.
We will. Well, it'll be like, Seymour, and we'll be like, whoa.
Yep.
That's not either of our names. Where did you learn to talk? And he's like, I've just been watching a lot of movies.
Yeah, there's one in particular that really speaks to me.
And I'm like, I got my eyes on you, Venus flytrap. Or should I say Venus human trap? Let's keep you in that little pot so you can't get any bigger.
You see Olivia walking by and like the plant's just kind of reaching towards her and it's like almost got her because she's not paying attention.
I have to like use a whip like Indiana Jones and like whip it back.
I like that you keep it though, even though it clearly wants to eat your kid.
You know, plants are my jam right now. You know, I gotta look out.
More so than being a parent.
Well, I stopped him from eating her. Some would say that's
true. That makes you a hero.
Right, exactly.
Dad of the year over here.
I'm glad you said it. I wasn't gonna say it. That would be, pretentious if I was to say it, but you want to say it. That's fine. That's totally fine.
Yeah. No, never call yourself a hero.
You can't do that.
No,
I mean, you can, but then when you aren't a hero, people are like, you gave that title to yourself, so fuck you.
Yeah, hero is never a title you should bestow on yourself. Good at sex isn't either. Let other people talk that up. The more you say you're good at sex, the less I believe you're good at sex.
The more you say you're good at anything, the less I believe that you're good. Because, like, if you're good at something, you don't have to boast about it.
Confidence is quiet.
Like when the president is like, I know 5 words. And we're like, we know, sweetie. We know you know how to say woman and umbrella and whatever.
Videotape.
Whatever cognitive test your people said you took. It was for like 5-year-olds. Let's be real. But anyway, enough politics on Team Hurricane.
Yeah. Team Hurricane.
You can get that from other places, man. What if we did go to Washington?
Like Washington State?
No. Well, yeah, we could go there too because it's a beautiful place.
DC.
But I meant DC. Yes.
I don't know. Are we serving in office? Are we like Senate pages?
I don't know. I was thinking we would just take the show there and then be like, "You guys want to be on the podcast?" And they'll be like, "Absolutely not." And we're like, "But it's not a political podcast." And they'll be like, "Oh, okay."
It's a comedy podcast. Come on, Lindsey Graham.
Right, come on, show us your funny bone. Don't show us any other bones, please. Yeah, I think we should exclusively try to get members of the Republican Party on and be like, you guys aren't funny. Or maybe they are. Maybe Lindsey Graham is like fucking Dave Chappelle over here. I don't know.
Yeah.
I highly doubt it, but.
He's so passionate about the issues that like he gave up like a stunning career in stand-up to serve. He loves his country so much.
He was like the darling of the, small comedy club circuit in South Carolina prior to.
Did you ever see his improv troupe? There's still some clips on YouTube. Oh my God.
Lindsay and the Grahams? Yeah, I saw.
I was going to call it Graham's Bone, but.
Both of those are good. There was the one and then there was the other. He had to get some new troupe members for the second. I
like yours. It's a lot sweeter than mine. It's really cute.
And also the name of his barbershop quartet.
This guy was into everything. He
really
a polymath. He's the Alexander Hamilton of the modern day.
Yeah. I mean, he could really have given Ben Franklin a run for his money, I think. If we're talking about, patriots. I'm just kidding. I don't think Lindsey Graham's a patriot.
I don't know. We keep circling back around to this politics thing. So you don't bring plants into the house.
Yeah,
usually.
Not
you
really.
Don't buy plants.
Although right now I am full of plants. My mom and her boyfriend they sold their house, but they didn't buy another house in the meantime. So like they were like, "Hey, we got to get out of here. We got to sell our house. Can you watch all of our house plants?" So I have a ton of house plants right now, and I have found out that I am terrible at taking care of house plants. Like I can garden like nobody's business outside, but inside, I'm like, well, you got to do what? Huh? Indirect? No, man. This is direct sunlight or GTFO.
I am not good at doing anything, really.
Anything of that of the horticulture nature.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Becca gave me an example today. Like, she pointed out, just as far as how up my own ass I am all the time. She was like, you worked in a coffee shop or a store with a coffee shop for 8 years. And when we started dating, after I worked at this bookshop for 8 years that had a cafe in it, I still didn't know the difference between instant and regular coffee. So I bought a bunch of instant coffee thinking like, she loves coffee. She's always bringing Starbucks. I'm going to have coffee. She'll marry me. She did, but not because of my coffee prowess, believe it or not.
To be honest, and probably in spite of that, actually.
That was probably, a big minus.
She was like, ugh, I mean, I really love him, but he don't know shit about coffee, so I guess I'll marry him. I don't think it was like that. I think that was probably a minor thing for her. She was like, whatever. I like coffee. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Well, once I figured out go to Starbucks rather than try to make her Folgers instant, but like, seriously, how did I not realize like there was a big difference? I just saw the Folgers on the shelf and I was like, this is coffee.
Well, I mean, I didn't know about the peculiar. I didn't know about. No, I knew about patchouli. Walter told me all about that when I was 13. And to this day, I still associate that smell with Walter.
Yeah, I think of Becca because she wore it a lot when we met.
I didn't know that there were different types of coffee for the longest because in my house growing up, my dad literally just drank Folgers. Like I was with you. Like that's just coffee. That's the coffee. It comes in a tin can.
Yeah.
With a plastic lid.
Mm-hmm.
That's coffee, right?
And then you play with the can after it's empty.
Yeah, you make a piggy bank out of it. Yeah, it's a treasure chest. Like, it's all kinds of things. But that was not the case.
We had to make our own fun. Yeah.
And also, like, I don't want to get like down on boomers here because I don't necessarily want to go down that rabbit hole either. But the way that I think boomers interacted with the economy and the products in the economy is a lot different than the way that millennials and like Gen Zers do, right? Like we want something, and not everyone, I don't want to like generalize millennials and Gen Zers here, but I think that we want something more authentic. In a lot of cases, especially in like coffee. Like coffee is an area that like Gen X, millennials, Gen Z were really like, no thank you to Folgers. And then they were like, we're going to get like, drip coffee and like espresso.
Well, I feel like that boomer interaction with the economy is sort of probably what made those more luxury experiences possible, maybe for a lot of the Gen X people. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about that.
Do you mean like for them when they were children, or do you mean as they grew up?
Just, economic prosperity, post-war, blah, 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 blah.
I mean, yes and no, I guess. But I think what I'm trying to like, I just don't think that we view the economy in the same way. Like, I think a lot of boomers, it's like you get up, you go to work, that's what you do. And it's like, I have found that is absolutely the last thing that I want. When I get up every day, it's like, oh my God, I don't want to go to work anymore. Like, there's no fucking meaning in any of the jobs that I've ever done. There's no fucking meaning in any of the shit that I've, stocked on a toy store shelf or like helped the customer like with their auto loan. Like that's just a job. It's not a career. Yeah. It's not anything that you love doing. No one I know is like, yeah, man, my whole life, I just wanted to be a call center person. People don't aspire to be that, like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think when the boomers were working the types of jobs that, those middle class jobs were a lot more lucrative comparatively.
Yes.
So like you could make a much better life. So like you were getting a lot more for your soul. Back then, I feel like benefits weren't slashed quite the way they were. Healthcare wasn't as expensive.
Pensions were still sort of a thing.
Wages had only been stagnating 10 years instead of 40.
Yeah, right. And so I guess that's true. Like, I guess it's apples and oranges when you think about like what the economy is now as to what it was before. And that being said, there's a lot more shit to do now, right? Like I have fucking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The plants actually bring me back.